go. Have a nice day.
I told you this would happen the third time. It's that damn golem city. If you're not already a terrorist when you go in, they'll turn you into one.
If you're so smart, why don't you help the police find the people responsible?
They know it's Talos Raka, but they can't get to him though, because he's hiding in that rat hole protected by all his augmented psychopaths.
Well then, why don't they just bomb Golem City? Blow it off the map. There may be some innocent people who die, but it's a small price to pay.
You've got a lot of nerve showing your face in public after what you animals did on that train station. Real people died in that terrorist attack, not subhuman freaks like you.
Go away, or I'll call a cop.
This kind of thing is always happening to me.
That's quite a look.
T-46-4. Are they serious? I cannot believe this.
Alex, this whisper chip you gave me, it's an easy plant?
You're heading into TF29? Already?
Our enemies aren't waiting around while we lick our wounds.
Fair enough. There'll be a data port on the NSN's motherboard. Access it and then just plug and play. Or plug and record in this case.
Got it. I'll let you know when it's done.
Lab finished their analysis.
It doesn't, but it might lead to another clue that will.
And in the meantime, let's keep digging. See what we can find.
These guys are questionable buyouts. We still have no idea who they are.
Nah, we're not there. You're right.
You think one of them will pop up on some of this?
Somewhere in this city, there's a mob-owned casino in the sewer. Now I've heard everything. Imagine you're a lieutenant in a crime family, and your boss sets you up in the sewer. I bet you'd be pretty pissed at him.
Did you hear about some kind of break-in at
Yeah, that's it. Why? Right now, I think what's left of us. I've run DNHX through all the alphabets. Nothing.
Next thing you know, after every mission, we'll have to talk to some bookworm with no experience in the field of IS. God, sounds good.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied.
There was another attempt to breach our firewall last night. The reason I know it isn't the Juggernaut Collective who tried to hack us is that they gave up after only an hour. Exfil is impossible. The LZ is totally overrun.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted. initiated. Access granted.
Run DNA checks through all the options. Right now, I think my blood is about to. Close my eyes, but all I see is straight. Run DNA checks through all the options.
Caterina College, thank you. Agent Doyle, report to Agent Creepy. Fully urgent.
Adam, you're here. You made it in. It's good to see you're okay.
Hey, Aria, yeah, it was a close call. I got lucky. A lot of people didn't.
I was here working when the first reports came in. It was chaos. Phones ringing off the hook, people yelling, scrambling to find out what was going on. Then when Miller told me you were there,
I'm alright.
Good. You looking for him? Because he's tied up right now, a meeting with Leon, I think.
Really? He's using the NSN right now?
Yeah, I just saw him. Oh, hey, that reminds me, here's yours.
What's this?
The card for the shooting range. Chang changed all the codes this morning, said something about only giving access to people he's vetted personally. The bombing really freaked him out. Third one in 6 months, can you believe it? I'm really glad you're okay.
Thanks, Aria. I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Yeah, I better get back downstairs. It's gonna be a busy day. Come by later if you want to talk.
Copy that.
I think one of them will pop up on the list.
Designed to get maximum. Data's relies on self-deception.
God, you might tell me how many.
Dr. Ozan, you have an outside. Call cleared and waiting.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
I think Singh's got some kind of adrenaline addiction. He plays it too close to the edge.
He made it out of Dubai, didn't he?
I'm telling you, if it had been anyone but Jensen on the ground, Singh would be dead.
Well, you know what? I think you're right about that.
You'd think one of them would pop up on some business. First the Dubai mission and now the train station bombing. This is a week for the record books. They say bad things come in threes. I hope they're wrong, because I don't think we're equipped to handle another terror problem this week.
I've got to hand it to you for your role in Dubai. I'm not afraid of a little enemy fire, but I know I couldn't have done what you did for Singh.
Maybe the connection with their gizmo.
I've run DNA checks through all the...
It is Jensen.
No. These guys might as well be ghosts.
Drug frog in 6 months. All of them occurring after Dr. Talos Rucker, leader of the Augmented Rights Coalition, took up residence in the neighboring Kodalan complex. Dr. Rucker claimed...
Is there something I can help you with, Agent?
I hear you're on point looking into the gold mask mercs that hit us in Dubai. Any leads yet?
Christ, I know I'm good, Jensen, but I've only been on it for 5 minutes.
A lot could happen in 5 minutes, McCready. You checked with the ME yet? Get anything off the bodies we recovered?
Leftovers are on ice at the Oman substation. I've been told they were scrubbed clean as summer whites. No prints, no dental, no nothing.
So in other words, it's no steps forward and 2 steps back.
For now. That's why it's a good thing you disabled the Jinn's comms booster in Dubai. Singh's cover with the Jinn is still intact. I'm hoping once he's back in Basra, he can use his network to dig around. Maybe these gold-masked jokers will ping locally. Probably another fucking jihad looking to make some noise.
I don't know. I'm not so sure we should be looking for these guys in the desert.
Ah, is that so? You have some new information you feel like sharing?
Come on, McCready. These guys were augmented with military-grade hardware. Body augmentation goes against Muslim beliefs. They weren't jihadists. We're dealing with something new here.
I can see where you're going with this, Jensen, and I'm asking you right now to back off it. It's not your case.
Come on, McCready. We're not a couple of beat cops filling a monthly quota here. This isn't about whose collar it is. It's about getting the people responsible. Full stop.
Look, I get what you're saying, but I'm working a $5 investigation on 50 cents worth of shit. I've got speculation to spare, mate. Listen, I know I come off strong. I've got 3 ex-wives that'll back that up. But that's just how I'm built. Putting on a show for the new guys isn't going to change what's underneath.
I can appreciate that kind of honesty.
Good. So when I say I'm impressed with how you handled yourself in Dubai, you can appreciate that I meant it. With that sandstorm giving us colonics, stripping the juice box out the chopper was an inspired choice. But that mission is over, and your involvement in it ends now. Got it?
Yeah. But tell me, why do you think the bodies from Dubai were sent to Oman?
Fuck knows. Rumor is that Oman was pissed that we got the green light for the gig in the first place. Can't blame them, really.
You don't think it's strange we got the call over them?
I stopped questioning the logic of the big noise a long time ago. What I'm told is we were the only team ready to go.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
So then you know what I know. Got everything?
How the hell did you get such a sunny disposition anyway, McCready?
Knowing about me is not going to make us friends, Jensen. But I'll humor you. Fine. I joined regular army straight out of secondary school, made UKSF at 25 and was recruited into the SRR 4 years later.
Special Reconnaissance Regiment. That's an elite unit.
Oh yeah, it was very glamorous. All champagne and blowjobs.
So what happened?
After 12 years hunting terrorist shitbirds across every desert on the face of the earth, I found there was no fucking end to the evil this world churned out. I couldn't see the point in what we were doing anymore. So I quit.
So what brought you back to the life?
I suppose it was purpose. A tool without a job to do can only grow rust. So here I am, back in it, serving my purpose. As a tool yourself, mate, you should understand that, yeah?
Yeah, I got it. It was nice talking to you, McCready.
No, it wasn't.
Information archived within the walls of Palisade Property Bank is beyond the legal jurisdiction of any government. Assured anonymity. Palisade Bank Corporation is now an... corporate archiving company in the world.
Yes, the Transit Authority isn't in as much of a hurry as you
Around
are.
the clock, around the world. Overseas, always watching.
I think Director Miller's making a mistake, putting all our resources into finding these Dubai newcomers.
Devastating terror attack.
Look, I'm going as fast as I can.
And hundreds more injured yesterday when bombs exploded inside Rosika train station. I do not need to
I've run
remind
DNA checks through all the alphabet
third
agencies.
such attack
Nothing.
to strike Prague in 6 months. All of them occurring after Dr. Talos Rucker, leader of the augmented...
Agent Singh. Wasn't expecting to see you again, in civvies at least.
Just passing through. I wanted to thank your team for the backup in Dubai. That sting went to hell faster than the storm did.
You're welcome, but I don't think you came all this way to say thanks.
Director Miller asked me to get Agent McCready up to speed. Now I have the red-eye flight back to Oman.
Headed into the field office there?
Not exactly. One of our black sites. I'll be dropped in as a captured enemy combatant. After I contact my fellow Jinn prisoners, I shall lead a very convenient escape.
Re-embedding with the Jinn. Aren't you taking a big risk, given everything that happened?
No choice. That ambush knocked everyone on their asses. TF29, Bell Tower, the Jinn. To cover all the angles, I need to go back. Hopefully my cover is still good. You killing the signal booster at the hotel should help.
You're thinking the Jinn can get a beat on our gate crashers faster than TF29?
Perhaps. They do not like loose ends. An augmented kill squad with military training. Have you ever seen anything like it?
Yeah, once. But it's a long story. Did we get anything out of the cleanup operation?
Mostly corpses. Heavily augmented, as you know. Under those gold masks, they were ID scrubbed. No prints, no dentals, no DNA match. Professional.
Could still be ex-Bell Tower. Plenty of men and material went AWOL after the incident. A competing faction that listened in on Shepard's sale.
It's a possibility. The audits and investigations of Bell Tower will go on for years before we know how many rats jumped from that ship. At least we recovered the weapons. Unlisted. High spec. Military-grade augmentation. Enough to build another couple of you. That is a joke.
Right. It's the world we live in. Anyone with an exemption to the weaponized augment ban is a useful tool. Or a terrorist. Whoever they were, they knew exactly when the deal was going down. Any chance they were based locally, in Dubai?
No. After the incident, Dubai became the world's most luxurious tombstone. Perfect for the Jinn, but for no one else.
I thought human augmentation was frowned on in the Middle East. Why was Dubai hit so hard?
Because it was another world. 2 other worlds, in fact. One of extreme augmentations in gold or crystal, and one of thousands of workers outfitted for construction. Then, that day.
I know.
No, Agent Jensen, you could not. Some called it divine punishment. But that day was not the work of a merciful God.
I don't envy what you've got ahead of you.
Actually, I'm looking forward to it. The truth is, when you've been under for long enough, you only feel like an imposter out here, in the real world.
Yeah, I understand the feeling.
251 passengers.
It is Jensen, yes?
You think one of them would pop up at some point?
I'm scheduled to return from the dead at 0:30 Omani time. I had better get back to Stowe.
I've run DNA checks through all the alphabet agencies. Nothing in my skull.
Causing the greatest loss of life in recent history. I cannot speak for you folks, but terrifying memories of that day still
This is so weird.
It will certainly be a while before any of us forget it. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus. Exclusivity.
These guys might as well be ghosts.
These are the greatest concerns of the digital age. And we at Palisade Property Bank have made addressing those concerns a
You'd think one of them
priority.
would pop up on some list
Information
somewhere.
archived within the walls of Palisade Property Bank is beyond the legal jurisdiction of any government. Assured anonymity. Palisade Bank Corporation is now and forever will
I've run DNA checks through all the alphabet agencies. Nothing.
I hate this. I really hate this.
Around the clock, around the world. Picus News. Always watching.
This is so weird.
Because you are always watching. Turning now to Prague, a city still reeling in the wake of a devastating terror attack. Dozens were killed.
These guys might as well be ghosts.
Bombs exploded inside Rusika train station. I do not need to remind you folks that this is the third such attack to strike Prague in 6 months. All of them occurring after Dr.
You'd think one of them would pop up on some list somewhere.
Rights Coalition took up residence in the neighboring Budelet complex. Dr. Rucker claims his organization is peaceful and merely seeks to ensure the rights of the augmented in a world that has turned against them.
These guys might as well be ghosts.
Adam, how's it going? Any trouble with the plant?
Patience, Alex. Trying to find the best way to access the motherboard without blowing my cover.
Sorry, man. Message received.
Run DNA checks through all the alphabet agencies. Nothing.
From Picus. Picus News, the global leader in fair, unbiased, and impartial reporting. And now for a close look at the events making headlines around the world. Here are our top stories. Is freedom of the press a threat to our freedom? In the hands of irresponsible journalists, it can be. Underground websites and radio stations.
I've run
continue
DNA
to
checks
trace
through all the
Juggernaut
alphabet
Collective,
agencies. Nothing.
an elusive group of vigilante hackers who are exposing big money corruption. What
guess
these
the transit
journalists
authority isn't in
overlook,
as much of a
however,
hurry as you are.
is the damage these hackers leave in their
This
wake.
is so weird.
Last year, the collective shut down London's traffic grid, causing gridlock for hours and preventing life-saving medical transports from getting through.
These guys might as well be
They
ghosts.
committed massive voter fraud when they rigged the electronic voting system and elected a 12-year-old boy as president. In Russia, hacked combat drones attacked St. Petersburg. And in the U.S.,
God,
millions
my
of
eyes.
workers
You'd think one of them would
lost
pop
their
up on
jobs
some
when a
list
collective
somewhere.
declassified
Agent
corporate
Jensen.
documents, causing several Fortune 500 companies to go bankrupt. Between you and me, folks, the collective...
I should probably shut that down.
I guess the transit authority isn't in as much of a hurry as
You'd
you
think
are.
one of them would pop up on some list somewhere.
This is Eliza Cassan, reporting to you live from Picus. Ariel is constantly bringing you the best and latest technology.
Look, I'm going
These
as fast
guys
as I
might
can.
as well be ghosts. It is Jensen, yes?
I don't even know where to start with theorizing percentages.
UN Security Council Resolution 3507 also urged
Is it
human restoration. This legislation, if passed, calls for the removal and downgrading of all over-the-powerful, unlicensed augmentations. Individuals who fail to comply will be... and relocated to designated all-over locations. Safety is the primary concern, especially in the wake of the AUG incident, where millions of people lost their lives due to malfunctioning augmentation. Opponents of the legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent. This escalation in the violence and rhetoric has only widened the gap and polarized the dialogue on both sides of the issue. We will be watching the UN closely for any break in the story. This is Eliza Cassan, reporting to you live from Picus.
Got this. Shut in. All you need to get.
Where I hear, these places were designed to get maximum strength.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sista Airlines Flight 451 were killed when an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been severed flashlights.
I'd love to get a look at the bomb site myself, but no dice, not our show. I don't even know where to start with theorizing percentages. My boss hasn't checked in for days. It occurs to me that he might be buried somewhere in the rubble. I just wish someone would nut up and take the blame.
Two mobsters in the morgue right now, members of the same family, who apparently shot each other. That leads to some pretty horrifying speculation.
I'd love to get a look at the bomb site myself, but no dice, not our show.
They're posturing, as opposed to conducting an actual investigation.
Preemptive action would be great if we knew where to start. No, that's not consistent with the train station cameras.
We're advising people to stay at home, so someone has to be the example.
These guys might
Is it or is it not a probable target?
There's a rumor that the Church of the Machine God is building a machine that will help bring forth the Singularity. Sure, I guess that's a possibility. I'm just not sure what they would plug that machine into.
Tell us a lot, but it's the trigger that really does the talking.
The Church of the Machine God has a leader, but all we know about her at this point is that she's a woman, and they call her Mother. That's creepy, right? I think that's really creepy.
Public perception.
There we go, the Church of the Machine God, and to some, the Church of the Machine, without the God. And then again, to others, the Singularity Church of the Machine God. This group has so many names and subgroups, it's hard to keep track. And believe it or not, they've been around in one form or another since the early 1970s. There are a lot of contradictory reports on who they are and what they want, but in general, they all want the same thing. They want to merge their consciousnesses and become one with the Machine God through a ritual they call ascension.
What I hear, the explosives were designed to get maximum spread.
These guys might as well be ghosts.
Composition could tell us a lot, but it's the trigger that really does the talking.
Samizdat is an underground news outlet that likes to think of itself as the real news. They are anti-establishment and anti-almost everything else, including business addresses, so we like to keep our eyes and ears open for any mention of them.
I'd love to get a look at the bomb site myself, but no, it's the dice, not our show. Everywhere, to be honest.
The New Sons of Freedom, or NSF, is a small group of militant constitutionalists and secessionists operating in the continental United States, particularly in the Pacific Northwest. The group was formed as a reaction to the American government's increasingly authoritarian regime. NSF is committed to fighting the influence and control of a group of unknown people they believe to be the Illuminati with strategic guerrilla warfare strikes. They are suspected of having ties with Janus and the Juggernaut Collective.
Comedy of errors.
I don't even know where to start with theorizing percentages. Most likely eyewitnesses.
You've heard of these guys. ARC, or the Augmented Rights Coalition. They're a human rights group who, on the surface at least, is trying to provide equal rights for augmented people. It was started by Dr. Talos Rucker soon after the AUG incident, when Rucker started to speak out against the anti-AUG legislation that was being passed by several local governments. If you ask me, it's not working. Things seem to be getting worse. ARC preaches non-violence, but a string of terror attacks has put them on the terror watch list. So I'll let you be the judge. Dr. Talos Rucker, former limb clinic doctor and current leader of the Augmented Rights Coalition. Rucker has chosen to leave his native Germany and to live in the Utilite complex near Prague as a protest to draw attention to the upcoming Human Restoration Act vote. Rucker is a pacifist and believes that what is happening in Prague is what will happen all over the world if the Restoration Act becomes law.
What I hear, the explosives were designed to get maximum spread.
You know as much as I do about these guys. They're augmented, well-trained, and very dangerous. And they seem to be massing weapons and AUGs for some sort of attack. We don't know what yet. Purity First is an anti-AUG group dedicated to keeping humans human, all pure, no augmentations. In their obsessive pursuit of this goal, they have taken extreme measures and are suspected of being responsible for multiple acts of breaking and entering, vandalism, and theft. On occasion, they've even become violent, being implicated in several assaults and murders as they push for their goal of human purity. They've been quiet since the incident.
These guys might as well be ghosts.
Composition could tell us a lot, but it's the trigger that
great poker player. I still owe him 100 credits. So I hope his incursion with the Jinn lasts another few months. You know, maybe he'll forget I owe him the money.
This is so weird.
Listening to this
Wasim Alam, the head of the Jinn, former limb clinic doctor and surgeon before he turned to more profitable enterprises. He brings the same cold and calculated approach he brought to saving lives to running his business with his brother, Salar.
I'd love to get a look at the bomb site myself.
This guy is the face of the Jinn and a charismatic force of nature. They call him the Bull of the North and the Heart of the Jinn. Real name Salar, works in conjunction with his cold and calculating brother, Wasim, who saved his life during the AUG incident. He is proudly augmented and parades his AUGs around wherever and whenever he likes. The hatred of AUGs from groups around the world has only emboldened him and his organization. I would have thought you'd had your fill of these guys since Dubai, Jensen. The
I'd
Jinn,
love to get a look at the
group of
bomb site
smugglers
myself,
led by
but
twin brothers
no
Salar
dice,
and
not our
Wasim
show.
Alam. Their exact base of operations is unknown, but it's most likely in Muscat, Oman. The brothers Alam have been in operation since 2020, and have greatly expanded their operations since then, recruiting mercenaries, ex-military, nationalistic agitators, and other colorful criminal agitators from Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and the surrounding region. They deal in drugs, weapons, medical implants, AUGs, and they occasionally throw in some human trafficking.
I don't even know where to start with theorizing percentages.
Our arms dealer Shepard, aka John Trent, is a former Special Forces commander and ex-Bell Tower operative. And as is typical for those ex-Bell Tower employees, he's been selling off old Bell Tower tech and weapons. But we don't need to worry about him anymore. He was killed by those gold mask guys in
pop
Dubai.
up on some list somewhere.
Smart move. They don't want to be caught in
We know state
Oh,
police.
here we
Is it
go.
not a
The
probable
Diwali
target?
crime family. As you may already know, they're one of the largest crime syndicates in Eastern Europe, but they do business almost everywhere, from Northern Europe all the way to the Middle East. After their humble beginnings in a coastal town in Georgia, the Diwali quickly moved from gambling to more lucrative criminal enterprises, until they found their specialty, smuggling, which includes human trafficking too. The Diwali can get anything to anywhere.
Composition could tell
It's as
us a
if
lot, but
borders
it's
just
the
don't
trigger
exist
that
to
really
them.
does the talking.
But their rapid expansion came at the cost of their Georgian purity, when they started incorporating an ever-increasing number of Russians into the group. If you ask me, I think a major power struggle is coming within the Diwali. One of the old versus the new.
Is it or
the
is it not a
past
probable target?
versus the future. Ah, the elusive Radic Nikoladze. This guy's a piece of work, driven and ruthless. When he came up, he was the youngest boss in the Diwali crime family.
Nut up and take the
The man
blame.
spends more money on suits than most people spend on their houses. But don't let the looks and the haute couture fool you. He's the boss, he's in control, and he's squashed more than a few people who've tried to take him down along the way.
Negative. They're saying it was faulty wiring.
The classic Diwali structure has two spies, or Pakhans, working for the lieutenant who report directly to the boss, to make sure he stays the boss. Those guys are pretty violent.
I don't even know where to start with theorizing percentages. How's security over there?
Otar Batkavelli. This guy's a classic. They don't make many like him anymore. Sharp mind, a real businessman.
I'd love to get a look at the
One of those
boss fight
gangsters
myself,
who thinks that
but
crime is
no
a
dice,
necessary
not our
evil.
show.
No? If it's gonna happen, he's there to make sure people have respect and make good money.
Oh my God,
Good
it's a
business.
comedy of errors. Composition could tell us a
Ah,
lot, but
the
it's the
Diwali
trigger
called
that really
this
does the
guy
talking.
Constantine. Like that's supposed to be intimidating, right? We don't have a last name for Constantine, but until his death in the Rizika bombing, he was a high-placed member of the Diwali crime family, answering to Otar Batkavelli. We suspect he has lots of connections in the upper echelons of the organization, all the way up to Radic Nikoladze and beyond. Between you and me, I suspect that he's a Khan, a spy that watches a Diwali lieutenant closely to make sure he doesn't make a move on the boss.
Preemptive action would be great if we knew where to start.
These guys might as well be ghosts.
Otar's right-hand man is this guy, Vano.
Composition
Not
could
the
tell us
sharpest
a lot,
tool in the
but it's
shed,
the
if you
trigger
know what
that
I
really
mean,
does
but
the
he's
talking.
strong and loyal, something Otar values greatly.
This is so weird.
I've been scrubbing through garbage for hours. I don't even know where to start with theorizing percentages.
Jensen, we need to talk.
No, that's not consistent with the train station cameras.
Listening to this police chatter? Oh my God, it's a comedy of errors.
My God, Jensen, I heard about the explosion. We should relocate. I was thinking we could corner Director Miller together. Tell him it's not safe enough here.
We're fine, Chang.
The police station, the train station, we're next. I can feel it. I can more than feel it. I can see it happening.
No one knows where we are. There's no reason to get paranoid.
That's where you're wrong. They're trying to pull the lid off of us, Jensen, or someone is. Praha Dovos just got hacked.
Our building's front company. Thought it was fake.
I wish it was fake. Miller's got me cleaning up IntelliCam footage from the attack to help figure out who these people are. Meanwhile, maybe they're trying to figure out who we are? Why else poke into an import company?
You think someone's figured out that the company's a front? Maybe they know what's really down here.
We have a lot of enemies. The people who bombed the train station. You don't think they'd love to know where we are? You need to help me figure out who's looking into us and make them stop.
I'm gonna need more information about this snoop of yours.
I don't know for sure that our cover's been blown, but if it has, we need to know before our enemies have a chance to do something about it.
You got an MO on this hacker?
At first I thought it might be the Collective.
But you're not convinced.
Not Janus's style to leave crumbs this big. But whoever it is, they risk exposing us. If the Collective ever found out where we operate... My god, Jensen.
Maybe Janus knows already.
Hey, don't say shit like that. I get nervous enough as it is.
You really think there's a risk here? Maybe someone's just poking around the fake website of a fake company.
If someone points a gun at me, I assume it's loaded. If someone hacks into the website of the company that serves as our cover, I assume they're doing it for a bad reason.
Such as?
Everything depends on who they are and what they know. But we're in the business of dealing with terrorists. If those terrorists find out where we are...
TF29 likes its privacy.
Sure. More importantly, Chang likes being in one piece. Unlike you, I don't just brush off explosions.
What can you tell me about our front company?
Praha Dovos was designed to be forgettable. The kind of place you walk by 100 times and still can't remember.
It obviously caught someone's attention. What happens if we're compromised?
My guess, we dismantle and disappear. Agents go into hiding, Director burrows into some hole, poof, no Christmas party. I need you to find out as much as you can about our Snoop. Make sure we're not in danger.
Alright, you have any leads?
I traced our hacker Snoop to an unrented apartment. Top floor, 33 Hlavny, just down the street. This guy walks by us every single day. Probably walks in.
You're kidding.
See? You feel it now. The constant buried alive feeling. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought we were supposed to be suspicious of things that go on outside these walls.
It's never that simple.
Just get into that apartment, access the computer they used, and find out what you can. And be careful, Jensen. We don't know who we're dealing with.
I'll look into it. As soon as I know something, so will you.
Scrubbing through garbage for hours, still nothing.
You'd think one of them would pop up on some list somewhere.
Be careful out there. Most likely eyewitnesses were smashed in the explosion.
You'd think one of them would pop up on some list somewhere.
What I hear, house security is designed to get maximum spread.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
I'd love to get a look at the model myself, but no dice, not our show. Crying out loud. What I hear, the explosive was a dialogue. That way, Security Chief Collins, White Security Chief Collins, thank you. Agent Doyle, report to Agent Green.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
We know state police aren't above profile.
Access granted.
Action would be great.
These guys might as well be ghosts.
They're posturing, as opposed to conducting an actual that's not consistent with the train station standards. Negative. They're saying it was also wiring. Listening to this police chatter? Oh my god, it's a comedy of errors. They don't want to be caught dragnet. Is it or is it not a
I've run DNA checks through all the alphabet agencies. Nothing.
I'd love
love to get a look at the bomb site myself, but no dice, not our show.
For crying out loud.
These guys might as well be going up
Composition could tell us a lot, but it's the trigger that really does the talking.
These guys might as well be ghosts.
I don't even know where to start with theorizing percentages.
You'd think one of them would pop up on some list.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
We're designed to get maximum spread. I've been scrubbing through garbage for hours, still nothing.
Access granted.
Reaction would be great.
I'd rather not say what this reminds me of.
They don't care about jurisdiction. I'd love to get a look at the bomb site.
They've been everywhere for the past week.
We're advising people to stay at home, so someone needs to be the example. Is it or is it not a probable target?
Most likely eyewitnesses were smashed in the explosion.
They don't care about jurisdiction. Just wish someone would nut up and take the blame.
For crying out loud.
How's security over there? Negative. They're saying it was faulty wiring. Maybe the connection is that there isn't.
Patience is the first thing to learn. You'd think one of them would pop up on some list somewhere.
This is the last recording.
Alex, the whisper chip is in.
Weird, it's already picking up a freak. Jesus, Adam, is Miller in there right now?
Shit, gotta go.
Jensen, I need to see you, now!
Agent Jensen reporting for duty, sir. Tried to do it earlier, but you were on a conference call.
Yeah, I was. Should I be worried about you, Jensen?
Sorry.
That blow you took to your systems. It's not messing with your head or anything, making you do things?
I'm not gonna go crazy and start attacking people, if that's what you're worried about.
You've been checked out then. The problem with your orbs is gone.
I took care of it.
Good, good. God knows with all that's happened, I need you at 100% right now.
You sounded pissed when you called me in. Everything okay?
Don't ever leave the field, Jensen. You'll regret it. As soon as you strap a desk to your ass, you'll be swimming in goddamn politics.
The boss is giving you trouble?
What? Oh, that. No, the Trouble's state police. They're pushing us out of the Rosika investigation. I want you over there to make sure that doesn't happen.
You're putting me on the train station attack? Not Dubai?
Forget Dubai. McCready's handling it.
Good. Thought I'd have to fight him to let me handle this one. Whoever planted those bombs yesterday has a lot to answer for.
Agreed. And we have to find out who they are before the state police fuck up our crime scene.
You said they're trying to push us out?
I sent Fletcher in this morning to oversee evidence collection. Seems he's being detained, because he hasn't checked in since.
They can't lock us out. The Czech Republic signed our UN mandate agreement. They gave us jurisdiction over terrorist investigations.
Yeah, well, the former director of their security information services runs state police now. He's come up with a loophole, claiming this attack falls under the homegrown terror exemption.
Homegrown? He's saying it's ARC? The Augmented Rights Coalition?
I don't care what he's saying. He may even be right. I just want us in there so we can find out.
Chang said you've got him cleaning up Intellicam footage that was captured during the bombing. Maybe it can tell us something.
Maybe. But between you and me, Chang's become a little more unglued since Ruzicka. Not sure we can wait for him to get his shit together.
So where do I start?
Technically, you're supposed to speak to our psychologist before getting back into action.
I don't need a shrink.
Convenient, because she's not in the office right now, and I don't want to waste any more time.
So how do I get to Ruzicka? Public transportation's not stopping there.
It will for you once I make a phone call. Head to the metro and call me when you're there. Good luck, Agent.
Malfunctioning augmentations. Opponents of the legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent. This escalation in the violence and rhetoric has only widened the gap, polarized the dialogue on both sides of the issue. We will be watching the UN closely for any break in the story. This is Eliza Kazan, reporting to you, live from Icus.
You have your orders, Jensen.
Passengers aboard Sister Airlines Flight 451 were killed.
I won't tell you again.
Passenger broke into the plane cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its details recovered from the black box recorder.
Doing extra communication scanning tonight for an operation in China. Our people there are taking down a human trafficking operation.
Not the harvesters again.
No, that group seems to have shriveled up. This is the Red Arrow Triad.
I'm glad we're going after them. For a relatively young organization, they're pretty smart. If they get any bigger, we could be in a lot of trouble.
Information archives within beyond the
This is my third overtime shift this month. It's good we're going after the Red Arrow Triad, but we can't do everything at once.
Crying out loud. It'd be easier if maybe I'd rather not say what this reminds me of.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied.
I can't really talk to you now. I'm busy. Nobody gets a break around here. Our intel prevented an arms shipment, but now they want to know where it was going.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Let's pretend you're right. Why would somebody be reading our emails?
Are you kidding? Whoever's doing it is spying on us from the
What are the
inside.
chances of someone doing? Suppose I believe you. For who?
Who knows? Terrorists, corporations, a hostile government, maybe even somebody at Interpol who wants to keep us in line.
They have better software. Satellite offices. I think this place is starting to get to me, too.
Things got pretty hairy in Dubai. Danish relies on public perception. I'd rather not say what this one is.
I feel terrible for his wife.
Agent Wright, report to your department. Agent Wright, Catherine Norton to Agent Cruz's office. Agent Norton. No, that's not consistent with the train station searches. Urgent. Catherine Norton to Agent Cruz.
Do the Jinn still believe what Singh told them, or don't they? We need to know.
Fully urgent. Smart move. They don't want to be caught in the dragnet. Maybe the connection is that there is no connection. That's fucked up. It'd be easier if
So, you've decided you need some practice, huh? You know the best tip my training officer ever gave me? Reload your weapon before it's empty. Saves time. If you zoom in using iron sight, you'll acquire targets faster. Try it. You'll see the difference. Of course, you know a headshot is the fastest way to take down a target. But watch out for helmets. They'll slow you down. Okay, if your target is wearing armor, you'll do less damage per round. See how many rounds it takes to get through? Let's try armor piercing this time. Easier, right? Remember that, Agent. The right tool for the right situation. Could save your life. Now, let's take a look at the technical targets. These are tougher to disable using regular ammo. They tell me shooting security devices isn't usually the best way to go. You should try to disable them. Once you've disabled a security device, your armor-piercing rounds will take it out more easily. You should always have at least one backup weapon, so you can improvise, adapt, overcome any situation. Hoorah! Seems like you're warmed up now. Let's go over some of the other aspects of your weapons. I like how silencers reduce sound, but the trade-off is less stopping power, less damage per hit. See how much extra ammo you need because of the silencer? That's normal. But if you need to be quiet, Adam, the silencer's the way to go. Just remember the decreased damage. You know, there are several other types of attachments you can use to upgrade your weapons. Keep your eyes open for them. Again, reloading your weapon before it's empty saves time. Pistol in full auto will take down targets fast, but it'll burn through your ammo. That's your refresher, but I'm sure you already knew all that stuff, Adam. Feel free to come back anytime.
Hey, Adam. Hey, Adam, hang on a sec. Filling out supply request forms for McCready and his boys is tedious as hell, but I don't want to give him another reason to say no.
Say no to what?
Are you kidding me? Right now, you're the only active augmented agent we have. I'm hoping to change that, been asking him every week practically, but so far, permission denied.
Really? He give you a reason?
Says my stress levels are too high. Told me I should sign up for meditation classes and drag Chang in with me so he'd chill out and stop changing security codes all the time. It sucks because I really wanted to find out who those crashers in Dubai were.
You were saying your stress levels were affecting your chances of becoming a field agent. Why is that?
I have a rare resistance to neuropozyne. I need more than the average person, especially in stressful situations. They say I'd be too expensive. So it's not just discrimination, that would be easier to deal with. It's a combination of things.
Well, that combination of things is pretty bad in Prague, and getting worse.
I know, but Interpol was the only agency who would give me a chance, and this is where I was assigned. I have no problem with that. I'll take whatever they throw at me.
Good.
It took me months of rehabilitation, getting used to the new arm, learning how to shoot again, learning how to tie my own boots. But I did it, and I'm better than I was before. I want to help and I can. My place is out there in the field where I can make a difference. You know that. And if you can do it, so can I.
Don't give up, Arya. Semper Fi.
Hoorah.
After the bombing, when Chang changed all the locks and codes, was he under orders? Was there a credible threat to our location?
Maybe, but I don't think so. You know how he gets. Still, he wasn't the only one overreacting this time. A lot of people have been here for over 36 hours, and the state police have not exactly been cooperative.
I can imagine.
It took several hours before we got the security footage from the train station and surrounding streets. It's like they don't trust Interpol. It's weird. I can almost understand Chang's paranoia.
Well, Chang doesn't trust anyone, especially anyone in law enforcement.
Well, if you thought he was high-strung before, the attack only made him more manic. He's making connections no one else sees, and some that may not be there.
Explosions tend to damage things like sensitive electronic equipment.
Right? Try telling him that.
I still can't believe Miller gave the gold mask case to McCready.
Oh, I'm sorry, Adam. You were there too. You're probably as pissed about those guys getting the drop on the team in Dubai as McCready is. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been there. Agent Singh might have been killed.
Well, I better let you get back to work.
Yeah, sure. Talk to you later. Hey, Adam. What's up?
Well, I better let you get back to work.
Yeah, sure. Talk to you later.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied.
Hey, Adam.
Alex, did we get anything from the Whisper chip?
We got something, but Janus provided the wrong algorithm for the frequencies, so they aren't getting deciphered correctly.
Can you fix it?
I'm a pilot, not a programmer. I can do it, but it's gonna take some time.
Nice coat.
Sorry if I was rude before. If the store had been empty.
We all have our roles to play, Sedlak. How's yours going?
It is giving me new respect for criminals who run front operations. Late shipments, supply problems, random police searches at customs. Ugh.
I thought this store was just a front.
Best Front is a real company. Prahadovos is registered as an international shipping corporation in every country in the EU. I can get an office, way station, or depot up and running anywhere in Europe within 72 hours. I do not suppose you spoke to Agent Chang while you were down there.
He told me you've been hacked. I'm looking into it.
Good. I will sleep better knowing an experienced field agent is on the case.
Anything you can tell me about this hack?
Chang will know more than me. I just told him something strange was going on. Utility statements being accessed, incomplete information on orders, that kind of thing.
The kind of thing that's easy to miss. Surprised you noticed it.
When you have been doing this as long as me, you start to question every little thing. Plus, that old lady kept coming around.
Old lady?
Chatty thing. I thought she was just lonely, until I caught her staring at the terminal when my back was turned.
Did you confront her about it?
I told Chang. Asked him to put a field agent on it.
Field agent?
We both know the deal, Jensen. There are two types of agents in this office. The ones who do the footwork and work the leads, and the ones who analyze them.
And you think Chang's one of those?
I think Chang lives in his head too much. He is good. He's very good, but it is also good that the task force brought in a new psychologist this month.
Well, I'd better get going. I'll let you know if I find anything.
Do not tell me, tell Chang. I have a cover to keep. I'm glad you were not hurt in the bombing yesterday, Agent Jensen. The task force needs good men like you.
Thanks, Sedlak. Take care.
A T-46 form. Are they serious? A whole week and I'm still getting the runaround.